Hi everyone, my name is Alan. In this video, I will focus on mood boards. Everything from what we see in the commercial information today, why we work with them in a certain way, and how we do this. We will explore the different layouts that you see in the commercial information across customer groups, the inspirational images and how they should be interpreted, an explanation of the terminology and how it relates to styling and indoor visual merchandising, as well as what mood boards mean in terms of SWOT, whenever that is needed in our stores. We make full use of layout when it comes to presenting the content needed to convey the overall theme and mood of a particular fashion story. Terminology and headings are simplified. There is a full focus on inspirational images, from studio to street styled examples, and there are photos of the actual garments worked with in store to further guide your curation. There is full flexibility in terms of layout to enable each customer group to focus on what is relevant to the assortment offer per visual period. Layouts include a 2-page spread, a 1-page spread, and a half-page spread. The larger spreads are used depending on how big each fashion story is within the store. An example of this could be when the fashion story is placed in the store entrance area and has a window connected to it. Half-page spreads are used when a fashion story has fewer articles used in the curation. An example of this could be when there is a small story within a larger story, as seen on women's wear, or specific collaboration or license drops, often seen on kids' wear. Even though the layouts can differ depending on the needs of the stories, the principles on how to read each remain the same. Let's zoom in on each section of the mood board to explain in more detail. As with all pages of the commercial information, the customer group and visual period appears at the top, along with the fashion story name, if applicable. A subheading showing inspiration will also highlight if the mood board is connected to an excitement layer, a core layer, or a particular story. Again, depending on the commercial group info. The color card appears in the top right-hand corner along with the print box if applicable. Similar to the product pages, the size determines if there is a bigger or smaller focus for this fashion story. Let's now analyze the headings and images connected to each. If we start with mood, in this context we are referring to the overall theme or feeling for this particular fashion story, where it is explained as a short sentence and supported with inspirational images to help visualize its meaning. As mentioned in the SPP, you should identify the main images from the mood board to assess if there is a recurring theme that will guide your curation. For example, a time period that is currently trending, or a particular occasion or style. Imagery makes up the majority of mood board content. It plays a crucial role to inspire and direct you as stylists and visual merchandisers on how to curate garments and arrange displays in our stores. The collection of images provide clear visual instructions on how each fashion story should appear to our customers, with the idea that there should be consistency in execution no matter the store or location. It is important to remember that as a brand we want to be easily identified as H&M. Whilst we may draw inspiration from a particular scene or what is trending in the fashion landscape, we must be mindful of the difference between copying directly and being inspired by mood board imagery. Let's look at some examples of the images you see in our layouts today and how they are applied to our styling and product curation. In this example, we see model images wearing garments in delicate sheer fabrics with romantic details, together with garments leaning towards a modern sartorial direction. As well as models or street-inspired images, there may be ambient or environmental images appearing in the spread. These will always represent the mood or feeling described in the text and should be analysed as a totality in context with the whole mood board. Here, for example, we see more artistic shots of garments. But what we need to interpret from these images is that the garments used for this fashion story should have sheer and embellished elements in styling and indoor presentation. If we move on to the colour, print and fabric heading, we are provided with detailed information in both text and imagery that show the general direction of how to combine the garments in store and create the best outcome for the fashion story. Together with the color card, you should identify the dominant colors and/or prints and how they are paired together. As mentioned before, the grid is fully flexible, and this section may be built up of one or more images depending on what is important to highlight. For example, different textures of fabrics, how to curate colors within the fashion story, or close-ups of garment-specific details that should be considered when styling or placing on store interior. Additionally, it can be used to clarify what not to do. For example, using a floral print for indoor curation only and not for styling, as shown in this example for extended and core stores. With the 2-page spread, the secondary page offers a full grid of inspirational images with words that correspond directly below. Again, this grid is fully flexible, and the amount of images connected to either silhouette, layering, fashion keys, or accessories can differ depending on the focus for the fashion story. To illustrate the flexibility between customer groups, this particular commercial information for women's wear has 3 main images to show examples of styling that highlight a modern sartorial silhouette along with contrasting elements. Whereas this menswear example shows 6 images to help convey the relaxed silhouette and minimalistic styling direction with layering. The same principle applies as we move across the grid. The next heading, Fashion Keys, signals a new block of images to highlight the key garments for the fashion story. This particular fashion story for women's wear uses 7 images for fashion keys with an array of examples showing deco skirts, dresses, sartorial sets, lightweight and crisp cotton garments. Again, as an example of grid flexibility, menswear use a smaller block of only 3 images to guide the fashion keys for this story. Lastly, we have the accessories grid, showing close-ups of products either as model images or studio images to highlight certain qualities. It is important to use the imagery in context with the keywords below along with the get the looks provided. There may be instances where we see other products in the background of the image. This glove, for example, on the women's wear grid. Or this image showing a look styled with a bomber jacket, shirt and tie on menswear, when used to highlight the sunglasses as the key accessory. This does not imply that we should use these added accessories or styling details. Always refer to the text below the images, the get the looks and styling details page in the commercial information to guide your selection. Considering all of the points that we have covered, it is clear to see the connection from mood boards to the get the looks provided in the commercial information and the products chosen for curation. As mentioned, our ambition with mood boards and commercial information in general is to help maintain a consistent look and feel across all aspects of styling and visual merchandising, independent of what is available in store or where the store is located globally. There may be instances where the information cannot be followed 100% due to varying needs between regions. It is in these instances where mood boards really act as a fundamental tool to help achieve similar results using SWOT in store, always bearing in mind the principles for SWOT in the SPP. To recap, once an indoor get the look has been set up for the visual period, there should be minimal SWOT. And we do not SWOT any garment in the window, including price items. For the moments when SWOT is needed, let's look at some examples that could be used from the commercial information. If we take the window as an example, here we are shown 4 get the looks as a guide to display for stores, carrying an excitement extended assortment. Let's say the long strappy top on this get the look is not available to use during the setup of the window. Using the mood board analysis along with trend theory, it is correct to assume that this get the look could be used instead. We capture the essence of lightweight materials, neutral tones, sheer layering, and we make use of excitement extended garments, such as the sheer blouse. We should always consider other get the looks supporting the window or surrounding area to ensure a perfect balance of garments and accessories. Let's take another example, where this get the look is not available, and the decision is to use this get the look as the preferred SWOT option. Where should it be placed? Even though these 4 chosen get the looks for the window match the mood for the fashion story, it would be wrong to assume that the SWAT option could be positioned in the exact same spot as the original get the look lineup. Why is this? Again, it is all about balance, and in this example, it is balance of color. The ambition here would be to separate the pink tones. We also need to consider silhouette. So here, for example, although we have created a better balance of color by separating the pink tones, the silhouette and garment details of these 2 looks are too similar to be positioned beside each other. It is during the sample picking process that the decision on placement and composition should be decided to avoid on-the-spot decisions during execution. After considering all of the points mentioned and using our visual tools in store, here we see the best placement and composition as the SWAT option for this window. The commercial and window information are tools that are published with the most up-to-date information on assortment level and window materials per store category. Always follow the latest documents published relating to that particular visual period. This example from the women's wear commercial information guides you on how to SWAT, with specific instructions on which colors should not be curated together. The same principles apply to all customer groups when using SWAT. Here we have the original men's Get the Look lineup, where the short suit set could be replaced with this option or this option, and still the mood of the fashion story remains the same. Planning enough time to think of all the points covered in this video are key to a successful execution. Don't forget to discuss with other colleagues involved in the rehang or window installation to ensure everyone is aligned. We hope this video helped explain further the importance of mood boards and how they should be interpreted to enhance styling and product curation in store on a daily basis. Thanks for watching and good luck with your next rehang or window installation.